Right now, we're learning new information about confusion that ensued during the Middleton High School lockdown after reports of a student with a gun.
Also, as the coronavirus pandemic continues, scientists discover a new subvariant connected to Omicron.
And could Aaron Rodgers return to the Packers next season? Some insight from the man himself. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. It has been a sunny but frigid day here in Wisconsin. Overnight temperatures are going to plummet tonight.
We're already seeing dozens of schools cancel classes ahead of tomorrow, so students don't need to wait outside to catch the bus. You can see those schools scrolling along the bottom of your screen or on our website right now at channel3000.com.
And Gary called an alert day for tonight and tomorrow because those wind chills will be dangerous, and he joins us now from the patio. Gary, will this be the coldest night we've seen this winter?
Most likely. Right now, we're thinking temperatures should be between about 15 and 20 below zero. Last night, we were down to about 10 below zero, and it's been about a year since we've seen temperatures this cold. We do have that alert day in the forecast for tonight and tomorrow for temperatures between 15 and 20 below, and wind chills perhaps as cold as 35 below zero in spots. And even during the day tomorrow, temperatures will be in the single digits with wind chills as cold as 15 below zero. Wind chill advisories are in effect beginning at 8 p.m. tonight through noon tomorrow for all of southern Wisconsin. Wind chill warnings are in effect for parts of eastern Iowa. Future track wind chills show by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning those wind chills down to between about 20 and 35 degrees below zero. Low temperatures this morning here in Madison, 10 below zero. Lone Rock, Boscobel, in the Wisconsin River Valley, they are down to 20 below zero, and those temperatures will be colder for tonight. High temperatures today only in the single digits, and current temperatures are starting to drop. We're at 4 in Madison. You factor in the winds, the wind chills at 9 below zero, and again, those temperatures and wind chills will continue to drop down to 18 below zero by tomorrow morning in Madison with clear skies. Tomorrow sunny. The high of 11 probably won't occur until midnight tomorrow night, and then we'll see a little bit of a warm up on Thursday before the next shot of very cold air arrives for Friday and Saturday. I'll tell you how cold it'll get in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. And as we mentioned, about 40 schools have already canceled classes for tomorrow, mostly on the western side of Wisconsin. We reached out to a handful of Dane and Rock County schools to see what their plans are for tomorrow, and we're still waiting for decisions from Madison, Middleton, Oregon, Verona, Waunakee, and Janesville. We also asked if there was a chance they might move to virtual classes instead of canceling school. It sounds like most will just cancel, but we have a breakdown of district responses on our website right now at channel3000.com. And if your child's school isn't on the list yet, it might be a good time to download our weather app. It has all of our closings and delays and the latest forecasts. It'll be a good thing to check first thing tomorrow morning. You can find it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather.
We are getting a better idea tonight of some of the confusion that played out at Middleton High School yesterday.
A teenager could face disorderly conduct charges, and the school went into lockdown for about 45 minutes while police thought he had a gun. Naomi Coles got answers from the district today about why.
We heard from students and staff that the lockdown at times felt confusing, even disorderly. When I asked the school about that today, they explained. It happened over the lunch hour while students were already coming and going from campus. That made it, quote, challenging to ensure everyone was in a safe, secure place. A spokesperson said staff followed all procedures and they hold frequent safety drills at the school. The latest was about 2 months ago. Today, school leadership met with police to work out whether they need to introduce improvements in the future. Tonight at 6, I'll walk you through what happened during those 45 minutes as police searched the building, and you can listen in as they size up the situation. For News 3 Now, I'm Naomi Coles.
You can find more information on this story at channel3000.com and on our news app. As we mentioned, it's free to download in your app store.
Health officials have now discovered a new subvariant of Omicron.
The news comes as Pfizer begins clinical trials of an Omicron-specific vaccine. Natalie Brand has the details.
Scientists are monitoring a new version of the highly contagious Omicron variant. Little is known about the BA.2 strain, which has been detected in Europe, Asia, and multiple U.S. states.
Globally, the conditions are ideal for more variants to emerge.
Drug maker Pfizer and its partner BioNTech announced the start of clinical trials of an Omicron-specific vaccine. Initial data is expected by June. It comes as the CDC released new data showing the less severe Omicron variant has led to the highest number of emergency room visits and hospitalizations since the start of the pandemic, including among children, with those under 5 not yet eligible for the vaccine.
A child who has comorbidities or any other underlying conditions and they get the COVID infection and they're not vaccinated, they are the ones who usually end up in the hospital.
The school walkout here in D.C. is part of a national movement of students calling for safer classrooms.
I would love to see 100% testing for each student, KN95 masks distributed to each student, a virtual option being made.
Organizer Brianna Stalling says for her, it's about protecting the safety of high-risk family members.
I would never forgive myself if I brought something home and infected my family.
Meanwhile, a New York State Supreme Court struck down the state's mask mandate, but New York's Attorney General has asked a judge to put that ruling on hold pending an appeal. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
The Labor Department's Occupational Safety and Health Administration is withdrawing its vaccine or test requirement for large private employers. The move comes nearly 2 weeks after the Supreme Court struck it down. The CDC has added 5 more Caribbean island destinations to its highest level of travel risk for COVID-19. Those destinations are the Dominican Republic, Guadalupe, Jamaica, St. Barthélemy, and St. Martin. The CDC places countries at level 4 when there are more than 500 positive cases per 100,000 residents in the previous 28 days. A preliminary hearing was held today for a former Rock County Sheriff's deputy who is accused of child sexual assault. Gary Huber waived a preliminary hearing today, and his case will go to trial next month. He was arrested in December in Indiana and was charged with repeatedly sexually assaulting 3 children between 2008 and 2016. Huber was not in court and appeared virtually. Court records show he posted his $25,000 cash bond. The woman charged in the death of Wisconsin Public Media Director Jean Purcell appeared in court today. The court entered a not guilty plea on behalf of 31-year-old Shaunica Umis. She is facing homicide charges by negligent operation of a vehicle. She waived her right to a preliminary hearing, so the case will head to trial. A criminal complaint alleges last July, Umis was driving westbound on the Beltline near Grandview Boulevard when she hit Purcell on his motorcycle.
The Dane County Sheriff's Office investigating the death of a man who was found at a Westport home yesterday. Officials say the 32-year-old was a member of the jail's Custody Alternative Monitoring Program. He was serving a sentence for felony bail jumping. The man was found unresponsive at a home on County Highway I. The name of the man has not been released. It is unclear how he died. And we're learning more information about the victims who were shot to death inside a Milwaukee home. Police found those victims during a welfare check on Sunday. One of the victims was 49-year-old Michelle Harris. She leaves behind 3 sons and a daughter. Harris's cousin says this is not the first time a violent act has happened at the home.
A few days prior, we found out that the house had been shot up in a drive-by, and there were bullet holes outside the house. In the windows, and she was really scared.
The motive for the killings is still unclear. No arrests have been made. It is a question on every Packer fan's mind. Will Aaron Rodgers remain with the green and gold? The quarterback made another appearance on the Pat McAfee show today as he begins this offseason of uncertainty. He said he plans to make his decision before free agency starts in March. He says he owes it to the organization and also to teammates like Devontae Adams who have contract decisions to make. Rodgers also said all options are on the table, including retirement. The 38-year-old is excited about what could come with a life after football, but he could also still play elsewhere or stay in Green Bay. Rodgers said his relationship with management has taken a big step forward since last summer.
Today, Wisconsin became the 16th state to call for a convention of the states to consider making a variety of changes to the U.S. Constitution. It's a move that drew bipartisan opposition in the state Senate, but not enough to block its approval. Congress must receive requests from 34 states to convene convene a convention of the states. Opponents argue that calling a constitutional convention could get out of control and lead to far-ranging revisions that could drastically reshape the nation's founding document. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos is refusing to say whether he would support legalizing absentee ballot boxes in Wisconsin after former President Donald Trump spoke out against it. In 2020, Vos voiced support for absentee ballot drop boxes while arguing against the collection of ballots in Madison parks by election workers. Republicans are working on election-related bills for consideration later this year. Wisconsin law does not currently authorize absentee ballot boxes, even though they were widely used in 2020. The issue is the subject of ongoing lawsuits and a growing partisan divide.
Today, the governor visited broadband grant recipients in Westby and also in Reedsburg. The governor said expanding broadband is a top priority. Last October, the Evers administration announced 83 projects that would split $100 million in funding from the American Rescue Plan Act to serve about 30,000 homes and businesses. The grants presented today will help extend broadband services to residents in Sauk, Richland, and Iowa counties. Two different approaches to child care support for families from the incumbent Republican U.S. Senator and also a Democrat running for his job. Senator Ron Johnson on a campaign swing through the state this week, and today during a stop at a Quick Trip headquarters in Chippewa Falls, the senator says if a couple wants to raise a family, they shouldn't expect the government to pay to raise those children.
I've never really felt it was society's responsibility to take care of other people's children. What society's responsibility is to provide the opportunities and not mortgage our children's future, not cause inflation, so that people have good jobs and they can actually support themselves and their families.
Wisconsin Treasurer Sarah Godlewski is one of the Democrats running against Senator Ron Johnson. She unveiled what she calls her 5-point plan for rural Wisconsin in Belleville, and that plan includes increasing support for families.
We know that a lot of child care deserts are right here in rural Wisconsin, and so it's hard for people to participate in the economy and raise their families if they don't have any place for their kids to go.
Godlewski is also on a 3-day campaign tour.
And up next at 5, Russian aggression continues against Ukraine.
And now U.S. leaders are debating their next move in hopes of easing tensions. And later, refugee families are settling into their new homes here in Wisconsin. One man from Afghanistan shares his story coming up at 6.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
Brighten up your home right now at Menards. Come check out our wide variety of Hunter lighting options available in the store and online. From vanity lights to freestanding lamps, we have the right light to match your personal style. Design your unique look with Hunter mix and match lamps and shades. Choose from over 250 combinations. Right now, Hunter lighting options are on sale during Menards More Bang for Your Buck sale.
Save big money at Menards.
The Washington swamp. Ron Johnson's up to his neck in it. It's no surprise Johnson broke his promise to only serve 2 Senate terms as his net worth doubled in office. Johnson pushed for a new tax loophole for the wealthiest Americans, personally benefited from the tax break, and 2 of his biggest donors pocketed millions. Ron Johnson's deep in the swamp, out for himself, not us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. It's the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. Entresto is proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. And trust your heart to Entresto.
Are Omicron cases finally on a decline? Tonight at 6, we ask our medical expert, Dr. Pothoff, if we are past the Omicron peak.
And bitterly cold temperatures and wind chills are expected tonight. I'll tell you how cold it'll get and how cold it'll feel.
The Halderson trial, over 2 weeks of brutal details and testimony. And News 3 Now covered it all start to finish, taking you beyond the courtroom with live reports and analysis on air, online, and on social media. News 3 Now, team coverage you can trust. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The Biden administration is still weighing its options about possible responses to Russia's aggression against Ukraine. Chris Wynn has the latest.
With few signs of diplomatic progress, the U.S. is preparing for a potential Russian invasion of Ukraine that officials warn could be imminent.
There will be enormous consequences if he were to go in and invade.
As Russian troops mass on the Ukrainian border, up to 8,500 U.S. troops are now on heightened alert for a possible deployment to Eastern Europe, while NATO allies are sending jets and ships to the region.
We have no intention of putting American forces or NATO forces in Ukraine. But as I said, there are going to be serious economic consequences if he moves.
This as Russia announces new military exercises, sending more equipment to Belarus, including surface-to-air missile system units, blaming Washington's decision for the escalation, and continuing to demand security concessions from Ukraine and NATO.
The White House.
Ukraine's foreign minister responding in an exclusive CNN interview Tuesday.
If anyone makes a concession on Ukraine, behind Ukraine's back, first, we will not accept that.
Ukraine says Russia is trying to destabilize the country ahead of any planned military invasion. But the Kremlin denies it is planning to attack and argues that NATO support for Ukraine constitutes a growing threat on Russia's western flank.
If he were to move in with all those forces, it would be the largest invasion since World War II. It would change the world.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn.
A sentencing hearing for actor Jussie Smallette has been set for March 10th. Smallette was convicted on 5 counts of felony disorderly conduct for his 2019 hate crime Hoax. He was found guilty of falsely reporting to police that he was the victim of a hate crime. Authorities determined Smallette paid 2 brothers $3,500 to stage the attack in order to generate publicity and advance his career. Smallette's defense team is planning to appeal the verdict.
Well, how long will these chilly temperatures stick around? Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti now with your forecast. Gary?
Eric, you can just say cold. It's not chilly. It is just downright cold, and I could even categorize it as frigid as well. We have an alert day in the forecast for tonight and tomorrow. For low temperatures, it'll drop to between 15 and 20 below zero, and wind chills perhaps as cold as 35 below zero. Afternoon high temperatures tomorrow probably only be in the single digits, with wind chills staying as cold as 15 below zero. Our high temperature tomorrow probably won't occur until around midnight tomorrow night. Over the last 48 hours, you can see it's been very cold, but look at how cold it got last night. Temperatures down to around 10 below zero. Wind chills at times in the teens below zero, but tonight will be even colder, and that's why we're really concerned about the cold. There's the low temperature of 10 below zero in Madison last night. Most areas were in the teens and 20s below zero across our part of the Midwest. Future track wind chills beginning now show those wind chills dropping down to between about 25 and 35 below zero by early tomorrow morning. Again, the winds won't be very brisk, but with temperatures that cold, it doesn't take much of a breeze to get those wind chills dropping off pretty quickly. And even during the day tomorrow, you can see those wind chills staying below zero, in most cases between about 5 and 15 below zero. So National Weather Service has wind chill advisories for the entire state of Wisconsin. For southern Wisconsin, they begin at 8 o'clock tonight and last through noon tomorrow, but there are wind chill warnings for wind chills that could drop to 35 to 40 below zero across much of eastern and northern Iowa into much of central and northwestern Minnesota. These are current temperatures, 4 in Madison, but already below 0 in northern Wisconsin and northern portions of Minnesota. Compared to 24 hours ago, even as cold as it was yesterday, our temperatures are running even colder, so we're well on our way to seeing a colder night tonight. Upper level winds right out of central Canada. That just brings the cold air in full force, and this whole area is covered with snow, so there's nothing to really warm up the cold air as it heads in our direction. Now you can see there's a weather system to our south and west. This is just going to be pushed along because that cold air has pushed the jet stream so far south. The good news is we're out of the main storm track, and we're going to see very little in the way of precipitation, at least until the middle part of next week. But this large area of cold Canadian high pressure continues to spread in, and that's what's dropping the temperatures. You can see across our part of the Midwest, those winds out of the northwest. Again, not very strong, but temperatures are in the single digits above and below 0. And here are current wind chills already down to 23 below 0 in Marshfield. So again, wind chill advisory in effect from 8 p.m. tonight through noon tomorrow for all of southern Wisconsin. Look for an overnight low temperature of 18 below in Madison with wind chills as cold as 35 below. During the day tomorrow, sunny skies, but a high temperature of 11. Again, that'll be at midnight tomorrow night, probably in the single digits during the day. Wind chills to 15 below 0. You can see those temperatures tumbling to about 15 to 20 below 0 tomorrow morning, staying in the single digits tomorrow afternoon. Then temperatures rise overnight tomorrow night, and on Thursday we'll see a couple of flurries with high temperatures in the upper 20s. Wind chills, again, dropping down to about 20 to 25 to 30 below 0 by early tomorrow morning and staying below 0 during the day. The 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures drop back again for Friday and Saturday, but not quite as cold as what we're seeing now. And then the middle of next week, we're watching a storm system that could bring us a mix of some snow or maybe some sleet or freezing rain from Tuesday night into Wednesday. As we check out first warn traffic, not much traffic on the Beltline. There's the view of the Beltline at Stoughton Road. You can see traffic right now moving pretty steadily in both directions on the Beltline, on the interstates on the east side of Madison. Travel times about 15 to 17 minutes on the Beltline either direction between University Avenue and the interstate. 25 minutes from the Beltline to Janesville and on 3990. Middle into Sauk City is a quick 16 minutes today. Downtown to Sun Prairie, East Washington Avenue and US 151 will take you 18 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. It was another wild day on Wall Street. What's happening and why? We'll have the latest when we come back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Don't miss the new Lake Home and Cabin Show, January 28th through 30 at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. New products and fresh ideas. Everything for your getaway lifestyle is here.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
I was a Navy submariner for over 20 years. I spent a large portion of my life underwater. Service is about putting your country before yourself. But Senator Ron Johnson uses his office to serve himself. Ron Johnson passed a special tax break that benefited his family's business, then cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since he's been elected. That's not what service is about. Tell Ron Johnson to stop voting for tax laws that benefit himself.
Got my hair, got my head, got my brains, got my ears, got my heart, got my soul, got my mouth. All right,
for skin that never holds you back, don't settle for silver. Number 1 for diabetic dry skin. Number 1 for psoriasis symptom relief. And number 1 for eczema symptom relief. Gold Bond, championing your skin.
You don't know how much pressure you put on your septic system, but Rid-X does. In a 21-month study, scientists proved that Rid-X reduces up to 20% of waste buildup every month. Take the pressure off with Rid-X.
Reynolds Wrap makes this whole cooking and cleanup thing so easy. Speeds up this so I can get to them.
Easy prep, cook, and clean with Reynolds Wrap. Are you sick of the areas of your home being cold in the winter or hot in the summer? Your house is a complete system of components that need to work together, similar to the human body.
Just like us, your home needs to breathe too. If we are letting our homes breathe fresh air, we'll be healthier and regulate our temperature better. Wouldn't it be great if we could show you all the areas needing improvement in just a few minutes without tearing the house apart? That is what our thermal imaging does for you. It will show the temperature differences in areas of air exchange. Then you'll know what areas need to be improved. Just like going to the doctor, except these doctors do house calls. This will also help in preventing the entrance of harmful pollutants inside your house. You can now easily bring down the energy bills and have a durable and safe home environment with Fry Construction. Visit fryconstruction.com to schedule your free professional house call with a thermal imaging and insulation specialist.
Campus food delivered by robots, Thursday at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
General Motors will be making its largest investment ever in 4 facilities across Michigan. GM plans to invest more than $7 billion and create 4,000 new jobs at EV manufacturing sites in the state. That investment includes construction of a new battery plant in Lansing and the conversion of a plant in Orion Township to produce electric pickup trucks. President Biden said GM's announcement was the latest sign in his, quote, economic strategy is helping power an historic American manufacturing comeback.
3 weeks into the new year, and traders say they've seen more volatility in 2022 than ever before. Stocks took another wild swing today as investors weighed mixed earnings, market stressors, and the outcome of a 2-day Federal Reserve meeting. CBS's Michael George reports from Wall Street.
More turbulence on Wall Street. After another sharp sell-off, stocks flirted with positive territory Tuesday, but couldn't commit.
The bears have the market by the throat at this point.
Trader Peter Tuchman says concerns over rate hikes, rising inflation, supply chain issues, and Russian aggression are all playing a part in this volatility.
Markets actually can adapt to virtually anything. But when everything's lumped on in like a real murky soup, then you have anxiety.
For the past 18 months, the markets have benefited from federal stimulus and favorable central bank policies. But analysts say the days of easy money are over, and interest rates could be going up sooner rather than later.
Federal Reserve does not want to be in the business of providing further assistance to the economy. What it really wants to do is begin to try to grapple with inflation.
Wall Street is watching and waiting for the Federal Reserve to announce its policy changes on Wednesday. Traders say the more information the Fed provides, the better.
Even if they do things that we have some sense they may do, I'm not sure how the market will respond to it.
Analysts advise the average investor to keep a cool head and a long-term focus.
In the long term, these market dips will be only a memory and hopefully just a short one.
Rate hikes could come as soon as March. Michael George, CBS News, Wall Street.
And when the dust settled, the Dow Industrials gave up 66 points, closing at 34,297. The NASDAQ fell 315, and the S&P 500 dropped 53.
And stay with us. We'll have a final check of your first warn forecast in just a moment.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast, News 3 Now at 5.
I like my smile. I like my smile after finishing the power swabs.
I think white teeth are absolute sexy magnets. I love it.
Power swabs have really made a huge difference on the entire quality and color of my teeth, and I'm very, very happy with them.
I've used strips and trays, and they both gave me really sensitive teeth for hot drinks, ice cream, anything hot or cold. Really, really sensitive teeth. With the power swabs, I've been using them for a week and nothing. I had hot coffee this morning and ice cream last night and no problems.
It is so fast. It is effective.
Great thing about power swabs is that it's just easy to use. To me, it's the best solution for teeth whitening on the market.
Introducing Power Swabs, the 5-minute stain removing and whitening treatment. Apply the Step 1 stain removing cleanser. Use the swab to get in between teeth, around edges, as the blue cleansing detergent is thin enough to get into pores to release stains. Open Swab 2. Duplicate the process. Instantly see up to a full 2-shade difference. That's powerful. Forget gooey trays. Save a fortune on electronics. Forget slippery strips. Imagine your teeth up to 6 shades whiter in a week. Call or visit us online now, and we'll send you the complete Power Swab system. 7 cleansing swabs, 7 Power Swab foaming whitening swabs. Thanks for celebrating hundreds of thousands of satisfied smiles. We're offering them to you right now for this incredible discount. We'll pay your shipping and handling. If you're not fully satisfied, even after day 1, return it for your money back. Laugh more, smile more, enjoy life more. Call right now or go online now, and we've been authorized for a limited time to include our on-the-go Power Swab Stain Out Quick Stick. It's a $19.95 value, free. With this complete offer, you are saving over 40%. Call or go online now. Brighten your smile and your life now.
Supply chain backlogs, inflation, agitation.
Here's an idea. If we make things here in America, supply chain issues won't be a thing anymore. That's exactly how we built the Bucks Arena, by having 80% of the materials come from Wisconsin. We did the same by paying higher wages. That's how you know, as your senator, I'll get things done. Raising people's wages, make things in America finally stand up to China. I'm Alex Lazary, and I approve this message because it's time to put more money in the pockets of working people.
At iMart Express, it's just the right price. 2 pairs of glasses start under $40. Using insurance? We accept over 1,000 plans, and using your benefits is as easy as 1, 2, 3. No insurance? No problem. Glasses to fit your budget. It's just the right price. Only at iMart Express.
Guys, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, Peak Performance for Men has a natural solution that can help you today. That's right. Stop wasting money on pill after pill that just masks your ED. Fix it for good. We can make the difference. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
We've got a packed broadcast for you tonight. The rising price of OJ, that's right, what's causing Americans to feel the squeeze as orange juice prices surge. We've got that and all the day's news tonight right here on the CBS Evening News.
And back to Gary, final check of the forecast.
Well, take a look at the Queen Bee Radio sky cam. Looks nice out there. Clear skies, sun just setting in the west, but take a look at where the temperatures are. Platteville's already down to 2 below 0. Here in Madison, we're at 4 above, but you factor in the winds. Madison's wind chill is at 9 below 0. Platteville's wind chill right now, 20 below 0. By tomorrow morning, we're looking at wind chills between about 20 and 35 below 0. Wind chill advisories in effect from 8 p.m. tonight through noon tomorrow for all of southern Wisconsin. Look for a low in Madison of 18 below 0. A high tomorrow of 11, but that'll be at midnight. We'll be in the single digits, below 0 wind chills during the day. Brief warm up on Thursday, very cold Friday and Saturday. Seasonable temperatures Sunday and Monday, and then a storm system in the middle of next week.
All right, we'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell is next.